What's up, everyone? So I'm super excited for this Facebook Live. I know some of you guys like reached out to me. I actually had someone ask you to be me to interview you.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not gonna reveal who it is because I don't know if they want to. Yeah. So we have a lot of mutual friends. I'm sure you realized, but I
Yes.
really want to do this interview. And honestly, it's kind of selfish too because I'm kind of in a phase where your information will help me too. But I want it to be applicable. I want it to be applicable to everyone who's listening.
Yeah.
So firstly, just a quick bio about what you do. So you help successful, high-achieving people systematize and scale their online business by spending less time while making more money and changing the world so that they can build a business of their dreams. Boom. How did that sound?
That sounded pretty good.
Yeah. So for people who don't know who you are, can you kind of explain, other than what I just said, like why you're awesome and like what you do for people?
Why I'm awesome. That's like the most, especially like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but it's like, talk about yourself and talk about how
Yeah,
awesome
this is the
you
moment
are.
where you brag. You have to brag right now.
I'm like, oh, okay. So a little bit about me, and I think the backstory is going to be relevant. I actually started as a freelance web designer, and I was actually having a conversation with somebody
How long ago?
today. Oh, okay. I'm going to use software and websites as a measure. Neopets and MySpace time. Whoever used to play Neopets as a teen and code on MySpace, that's where I learned how to code HTML and CSS. And basically, I taught myself everything: Adobe Photoshop, front page, WordPress, SEO, social media marketing. My dad has a social media marketing company. And it's just always been a part of my life, even through teens. Like I remember at 13 years old, maybe probably even farther back, I remember getting my first email address, and that was like an exciting birthday for me. So I've always been a tech nerd. And I stumbled onto this online space through actually a telesummit and a funnel before I knew what those words were. And I kind of just fell into the community of people that were like, they dropped out of college, they quit their job, and they started an online business. And that's exactly what I was trying to do. And it's just gone up from there. And I realized that tech is only one tiny piece of the puzzle of business. It has a lot more to do with the systems that you implement, the people that you hire in your business, and the way that you structure your business will help you either grow very, very quickly or will hold you back or keep you at the same level for a very long time. And it was pointed out to a friend of mine that it's like, hey, you're actually really good at systemizing and structuring and organizing people. You should probably do that. And it just, when I embraced that I'm naturally good at this stuff and that's just how my brain thinks, and also embrace the side of me that's like, I hate structure, I hate routine, I'm a creative, I have a ton of ideas, I always want to be doing something, and mix those things together, I was actually able to help a lot more people, because my people are the rebels, the creatives, the visionaries that don't have the structure and are a little bit like, I don't want to be confined or constricted by structure. But actually, by implementing that, it allows more freedom to be creative, to make more money, to get more clients, to make a bigger impact. And so, and you've probably seen me do this with a couple of, like, I did that with Scott Olfer with Bots for Business. I've done it with Reach and Make Millions. I'm doing that with System Save Me and Mastery Mode. So I'm partnering up with a lot of different companies and just trying to help as many people systemize and scale their business.
Okay, so I have a few questions off of what you just said.
Yes.
But firstly, guys, if you're on the replay, I forgot to say this. Give me a hashtag replay. We need that engagement. We need more people to see Katya's face. What's up? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Cam Ross? Give me a hashtag live if you're on here. We got a few people. So firstly, what you were saying right there. So I don't know if you read the book Rocket Fuel.
Oh my God. So everyone's like, hey, you've read these books, right? All of these systems book, Rocket Fuel, Traction, Clockwork. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I haven't. Yeah. I wish I should.
I have it somewhere, but pretty much it talks about, and I've noticed this recently with, what's up, Robert? What's up, Maya? If you have any questions, drop them below. We'll answer them for you, for Katya, about system. She's a systems and processes guru. So drop them below. So pretty much that book is that, like, there's two types of people. You're either the visionary or you're an integrator. And when you can combine them, it's just rocket fuel for a business. And I've noticed that recently. Like, I'm very much visionary, like kind of like you, I'm creative. And I've needed that systems guy to kind of like keep me in my zone of genius.
Yes.
Otherwise I get bogged down. Yes. But what are some of those companies you said you're helping build? Systems
Saved Me by Jordan Gill. Okay. And we're collaborating we're basically creating the Udemy of systems. She's leading on that. I'm just helping provide like the workflows and automations, and that's coming in the new year. And then Mastery Mode is with Nick and Dan, and we're also helping entrepreneurs scale their businesses there as well. So there's a lot of there's like no excuse for entrepreneurs not to systemize and scale their business right now, because between these 3 companies that I'm collaborating with, my own and then the 2 others, there's so many resources and tools. Like if you just look at the online space right now and the opportunity that we have, there's no excuse not to grow a business and get the structure you need to scale even further than that. Considering what people had to do back in the day to start a business, you had to get a physical place, you had to get loans, you had to hire employees, and you had to like figure shit out, right? Yeah. So
can you talk about that too? Because you say there's a difference between growing and scaling.
Yes.
And it's really, really easy to kind of like I remember Steve Larson was telling me like he would run funnels for people and run traffic, and he would literally like bankrupt businesses because they weren't ready. They didn't have the systems in place for that much business, and it would like ruin their business. So can you kind of talk about that dichotomy?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm actually going to give you guys the literal definitions. Like if you put this in Google, define growth or define scale. Well, not scale like the weighing scale, but scale like in business. Growth is the increase of revenue, profit, clients, leads, whatever it is that you're trying to grow, right? Most of the time it's revenue and profit, and growing in leads and clients and sales helps with that. Scaling is having the capacity to handle that growth. So a lot of industry leaders and people selling shit online are like, scale your business and stuff like that. I'm like, actually, no, what you're teaching people to do is to grow, because you're teaching a marketing or sales strategy or tactic or funnel or something, right? And you can grow all you want. But if you don't have the capacity to handle that growth, you're going to go bankrupt. You're going to burn out. You're just going to get a bunch of refunds because you're not delivering on what you said you were going to deliver on for that sale. And I think that's where a lot of people get confused, is they focus on this growth and then they hit the ceiling and they're like, well, I just need to put more ad spend and I just need to do more marketing, get more leads, get more sales. But really what they have to do is increase their capacity. They have to scale their business, because it's kind of like, this is the ceiling, this is the capacity, and they keep trying to grow. They can't grow past this. Once they increase and scale, set up the systems, hire the team, do whatever they need to do to scale, now their growth can match that. And then it just keeps meeting up and going up until 7, 8, 9 figures. And most of the time when I jump into 7 and 8 figure companies, it's a scaling problem. And really, I just have to clean some up, organize some things, and then tell them, hey, go do your growth strategies. And that time it works. All the previous time, their marketing and sales hadn't worked because they didn't have the right systems and team in place. So not many people think that way. And it's because in the online space, everyone's talking about like marketing and sales and shiny objects and things that are exciting. And systems don't seem to be like the most exciting topic, but it's really crucial to grow.
Yeah, it's like the plumbing of a house. Like, it's very important, but like no one wants to do it. No one wants to be the plumber.
Pretty much.
What's up, Kim? So firstly, just so we get a better idea of you, like, who do you like to work with, and like, who do you usually serve and help the most from what you've done?
Yeah, so I've helped a lot of different people. Like, I've helped corporate, I've helped online businesses. I've come to find that I really enjoy working with 6-figure entrepreneurs that are more service-based, agency or coaches, consultants. They have the hardest time to scale, which is why I want to work with them.
Is it because of our upbringing? Like, we didn't like how we started like solopreneur and then like freelancer?
I think so. I think it's a mix of things. I think it's a mix of mindset of like, oh, I'm the only one that can do this as best as I can. It's also a mix of like what we see in the market. It's like solopreneurs, like laptop lifestyle on the beach, and you do that by doing marketing and sales and do a funnel. You're one funnel away, right? And that's all really good up until a point where it doesn't work anymore, and then people don't know how to scale. And so what I've come to find, like working with 7- and 8-figure companies, online companies, is they grew, but with the sacrifice of overwhelm and burnout and just chaos, absolute chaos. And so I'm like cleanup crew. I just have to come in and clean things up because they have the bits and pieces there, but they're not solid. There's no solid foundation. So what I really want to do is hit the 6-figure entrepreneurs before they get to that point and give them the tools and resources and systems so that they can prevent those mistakes of losing time, of losing money, of losing really good team members and people, or just being totally burnt out and in chaos. Because people think that it's like, well, if I make more money, things are going to fix itself. No, actually, you make more money, you're going to have more responsibility and more chaos and more burnout, and more overwhelm. I promise. I've seen it tons and tons of times, and it's not healthy. And so it's kind of like, do you want to cure cancer or do you want to prevent cancer? I want to take the preventative approach with this as much as possible. And it takes a lot of doing these interviews and educating people on like what it takes and what you need to do and what systems and all that good stuff.
So what's the first thing you usually do with people when you work with them? Like what's the number one what's the most leverageable thing you do to help them?
The first thing that I do is time audit. Because the number one complaint that I get is like, I don't have time for systems. I don't have time. I'm like, all right, let me audit your time. And you guys can do this at home. Go to rescuetime.com. It's free. There is a paid plan if you really want it, but what you need is free. And download it on your computer, on your laptop, on your phones, iPads, whatever you need. And then forget about it for like a couple of weeks. And then take a look at it. And it's just reality hits you real hard. How many hours you spent on that Facebook newsfeed, or how many hours you spent answering emails or doing random tasks that aren't actually growing or scaling your business. And it's just the first time I saw my rescue time report, I was like, wow, I have been lying to myself for a very long time.
Yes, and likewise. I realized like I was on YouTube way too much.
Yes. And so the first thing that I have to do with my clients is like, okay, you can be on Facebook, like your business is on Facebook and social media and stuff. So you have to be, but let's actually time block and be intentional about that time. So let's say you're going to spend 2 hours on Facebook in the morning, 2 hours Facebook at nighttime. And then in the middle, you have to prioritize the highest leverage activity, the things that are actually going to grow and scale your business. And you also need to set goals. And so I will set goals with my clients, usually in 90-day sprints of like, okay, this quarter, what do you want to accomplish based off of this bigger vision that you have for your company? And now, are you actually putting time towards that goal every day? Or are you wasting it on the newsfeed or on YouTube videos or on things that it's kind of like you feel busy, but you're not really getting anything done? Because I felt like I was just working on my to-do list all day long, but I realized my to-do list wasn't going anywhere. It's kind of like saying, I'm going to go to California, but then you start driving north from Miami, but then you keep going north and you don't follow a map. And then you end up in Canada. And it's like, how did I get here? Well, you didn't plot your course. And if you did plot your course, you didn't follow the map, and you just have to do it. You just have to do it. And this sounds so simple, but no one does it. And I, including, didn't do it for the longest time. And it's just, it's business is not that hard at all. It's like, here's where I'm at. Here's where I want to go. Here's what it takes. If I don't know what it takes, I got to find the resource, find the person, find the things that will help me. If I do know what it takes, I need to put time into it every day. And then Rescue Time really helped me realize I wasn't doing that. And that's what changed. And it happens with every single one of my clients. They're like, I don't have time. All right, we look at Rescue Time. And they're like, oh, I do have time. I'm just putting it in other places that aren't a priority.
Yeah. So like for those 90-day goals, like for people listening, how would you recommend them to like know what to make that 90-day goal? Is it usually a multiple of what they're doing, or, like how do you go through that process?
That's a really big question. That's like I spent 3 hours setting goals with
It's
my clients.
Yeah, it's detailed, I bet. Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is being clear on your vision overall. And so, for example, I know that I want to start a family in 10 years. That's what I want to.
Oh,
That's
10
just
years? Okay.
10 years. Yes. I'm 24. This is not happening anytime
You
soon.
can do it in 2 years if you want to, but yeah.
Oh no, absolutely not. I'm not ready. I need to travel. I need to like
Oh,
scale my
okay.
business even more. I need to have multiple streams of income. Like I know my vision. I know when it's going to happen, and I know all of the steps that it's going to take there. I need to fix my health. I just started like a gym routine this month, and that's like 0.1% of the 100% of shit I need to do. So no, yeah, that's like 10-year goal vision for me, but you don't have to go that far out. You could think like, oh, where do you want to be in the next year? A lot of my clients want to be at 7 figures within the next 2 years. And so it's like, okay, what literally is going to get you there? That might be that you need to get clear on your offers. That might mean that you need to actually get more clients first so that you can start scaling. Maybe that means you are at capacity and you need to automate your client fulfillment. Usually when people come to me, they're booked out and they're like, I can't take any more clients and I need to make more money. So the first goal that we set is to systemize their client fulfillment so that they can have the capacity to get more clients. So we usually set those types of goals. But it could be a lot of things, like hiring your first team member or validating a new offer. It's just, you have to look at where you need if you were to audit your entire business, like what needs the most focus right now that will get you to your goal, and fix that thing. Don't ignore it, because a lot of people just ignore like, okay, this is a really big problem and it feels really overwhelming to solve. But if I solve this, it will boost my business by like 20% or something. Well, then that's the thing that you need to set goals on, and you have to get accountability one way or another.
Yeah. So how long did it take you to transition from like a freelancer to like, growing a team and like getting ready to scale and such?
Oh man.
And also like what would be the number one thing you would tell yourself if you can go back in time to like speed up the process, other than the time thing and the 90-day goal?
Okay. I would tell myself, oh my God. So here's the type of person that I am. I'm a people pleaser, or I have been a people pleaser, and I'm totally ADD. So the two things I would tell myself is don't stop doing things for free, and stick to one thing for longer than a couple of months, because I started with freelancing. But the thing is, it's like I didn't charge money for years. And then the first time I charged money, I charged
literally,
$100.
that's literally like freelancing. Like it's literally free. Like yeah.
Yes. I made that joke. I made that word so literal. The first thing I ever charged for was $100 for 6 custom coded websites, like not WordPress or Squarespace or Wix, like custom coded on Sublime on a server. It was really bad. So I would say charge more, charge sooner, and then stick to one thing. Because if you go on archive.org and like scope me out, you'll find a lot of different versions of my website and names and taglines and things that I've done. I've finally hit home with Reach and Make Millions 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So that process probably took like a long time, a very long time, like 8 years to get to that point. And honestly, it was because I didn't slow down enough to figure out like, okay, what am I doing here? Like, what am I actually trying to accomplish here? What am I trying to create versus trying to make money? And at first, like if you're trying to pay the bills, then yes, you're trying to make money. But then you get to a point that like, okay, you've made money, you're good on bills. Now what? You got to figure that out. And that takes time. And that takes silence within yourself and putting all of the voices outside of you away for a second and just thinking like, okay, what is it that I'm doing here? And what's the point? And what am I going to do next? Because once you've kind of, it's this transition between like, okay, I couldn't pay the bills. Now I can pay the bills. And now I have the freedom to make choices. What choice am I going to make with my business? And getting clear on that was so crucial for me. And that's what blew up my business. Once I got clear on that, I was at just people were coming left and right. I'm like, I haven't even marketed myself yet. Now people are just understanding what I'm trying to do here, what my mission is, what my vision is, and they're bought in. And that's a completely different level of business right there.
And how did you get that breakthrough? Was it just through like grinding and working, or did you get a specific coach or mentor that kind of like just kind of laid it out for you? Or
they didn't lay it out. I hired a coach for 2 years. She didn't lay it out for me. She helped me. Actually, one of the first things she did was she told me to stop doing everything that wasn't working. And I was just trying to do it. I think I was hitting 8K, and that was like my barrier. I could not hit 10K, and that was my goal. And she's like,
alone?
Yes. Well, no, I had started an agency. So like I said, I'm ADD. I did a lot of different things. I started an agency. I shut it down. I think I also hit 8K per month with that. I started coaching and closed that down. I think I also hit 8K per month with that. I just tried a lot of things, and I couldn't pass that barrier of like 8K. I can make 8K per month. Like 3 years ago, that was obvious no matter what I did. Product, course launch, whatever. What I really had to do was, and this is just a theme of my entire life, was like I kept listening to what other people were telling me I had to do. So somebody said you had to do a course and you had to have a funnel. I would get up and do that. You had to have an agency, so you have to run an agency. I would get up and do that. And none of it was what I really wanted to do. So this coach literally helped me get clear on what I wanted and helped me slow down enough and let go of all of the stuff that I was doing, because I was just doing a bunch of busy work, and just enough to be able to create a life that I really wanted. And this was not just business, this was personal also. I was cheaping out on my personal life. I was living in an apartment with mold. I was actually, before that, I was still living with my parents, and I don't know why, because I could have moved out way sooner than I did. There was just a lot of choices I was making because somebody else told me I should make them. And then I was like, finally like, all right, I'm going to do what I want, and I'm going to create what I want. And it just took a lot of belief in myself and just like blind faith and like, actually, this might be possible. Cause it's like, so I'm Hispanic, and I'm like the most opposite of Hispanic that you can think of. Like the normal thing, not just Hispanic, but society in general.
Were you born in like your country, or?
No, I was born in Miami.
Okay.
Which is like Little Havana anyways. But I dropped out of college, quit my job, started an online business, and then did a bunch of other stuff that's just not normal. And everyone, my family, my friends were like, you're crazy. You're messing up your life. What are you doing? No one believed in me. Everyone thought it's just like I was wrong. And I had to do it anyways, because I realized that's what I wanted to do. And even as I started to grow in my business, even business colleagues, when I'd say, I don't want to do a course, I want to do it this way, they're like, that's not going to work. Or like, I don't want to do an agency, I want to do it this way. And they're like, that's not going to work. You're always going to just come up like against people that don't believe you or aren't going to support you. And you just have to have that faith in yourself to be able to create it. And you just have to shut out that noise and go for it and see if it works. And if it works, do more of it. If it doesn't, now you've got feedback to do something better next time. And that's just the attitude that I had to get. And my coach helped me through that, both business and personal, to be able to get to where I'm at this point. And I continue to do this every day. This isn't a destination. It's honestly the process. You've got to enjoy the process of business, because it's a roller coaster sometimes.
Gotcha. Yeah. What's up, Felicia? That's great advice. If you guys are on live, give me #live. If you have any questions, the 7 of you that are here for Katya, that you need help with, because she could probably help you out. She works with a lot of like important people. So drop them below. My buddy Rob Quinn, don't know if you know him, but he says, he has a quote where he says, like, if you don't learn how to take orders from yourself, like you'll start taking orders from other people.
Yeah.
So like, how do you shift from that kind of mindset of like worker to like CEO? I know like you probably have a lot to say there. So
Okay. So I actually give this funny analogy to people because they don't get it. And initially I didn't get it either. And I realized this is what I was doing because I started helping a lot of like corporate stuff, corporate companies. Imagine you walk into a McDonald's and you see the CEO of McDonald's at the cash register and he greets you, "Hello, how are you today?" And you're like, "Good. I want some chicken nuggets and some fries." And he's like, "Okay, this is how much it is." He rings you up and then he's like, "All right, I'll be right back with your chicken nugget and fries." And you see him walk over to the freezer in the back, pull out the chicken nuggets and fries to defrost them. And you're like, "Well, I'm going to be here for a while because defrosting."
Well, first of all, I worked at McDonald's in high school, and that's not the process. But
anyways, I know, it's definitely not. I don't know the process of McDonald's.
I'm joking. Continue.
But then imagine that's not the process. That's hilarious. Dude, imagine though that this guy, the CEO of McDonald's, is like cooking up the fries and the burgers and the chicken nuggets and taking drive-through orders and taking other people at the cash register and bringing the food out to people and just managing everything. Just the only worker at McDonald's is the CEO, and they're doing everything. And if you were to ask the CEO why he hasn't hired any employees to do this stuff, he's like, "No one's going to do it as good as me. I have to do it all myself. And I just don't have time or money to hire somebody right now and train somebody. I just can't. So I have to do it. And I have to make more money. So I have to do more campaigns to get more people into McDonald's. I'm going to do some TV commercials. I'm going to do some billboards. I'm going to do some Facebook ads. I'm going to get some YouTube influencers. And I'm going to get more people into McDonald's and my problems are going to be solved."
So that's the big, like, I think that's the biggest thing from switching from worker to CEO. You would say that's probably the number one thing, like
yes.
Foundational.
Yes.
Okay. So
yes.
And what?
And not a lot of people make that shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Where's your favorite places to find talent?
Like honestly, that's the easy part. That's like Upwork, Hubstaff.com. You can even tap into like Facebook groups. There's a lot of like job board Facebook groups. And you can find a lot of good people, but you have to be clear on what you're actually needing to outsource and what your process is and how you're going to train these people up. Because you can, there's like that saying, like hire slow, fire fast, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of people in the world. There's like 7.8 billion.
A lot. Don't settle for not skilled people or people that aren't a good fit for your company or for who you want to work with. And also don't settle on your end by not being clear on how to train somebody, how to outsource to a certain process, how to document and train a process to somebody, because both ends can mess that process up a lot. I've seen a lot of really bad situations when it comes to hiring.
I have a real quick, Daniel and Felicia, I'll ask your question in a second. I had a bad experience with that where I went to hire someone out with a process I had no idea how to do. And when you don't tell people what their role and responsibility is, you don't know what to keep track of. And you can't expect people to like do things for you. Like you kind of have to like keep them accountable.
Yep.
So
they're not a mind reader.
So how would you get over that? So you pretty much like figure things out yourself, develop a system and process over it. What if it's like a skill that you're not good at?
If it's a skill you're not good at, you can definitely hire an expert, but then hire an expert. Don't try to cheap out and find somebody in the Philippines for $5 an hour to do something if they're not
waiting to be told what to do. Yeah, no,
you need to find, like if you need video editing, you talk to Andrew in an interview. I saw you guys do an interview. I suck at video editing. I suck at mapping out what a video is about. So I hired him. I'm like, "You're the expert at videos. You're the expert at video editing. Help me. You are my consultant, my expert." And you have to be willing to pay for that level of expertise though, versus hiring somebody who's going to be told what to do and you're going to explain your process and train them and teach them and build up that skill within them and then let them go do that process for you. There's a very big difference between like, I suck at video editing and I need somebody to help me answer my emails or just do these small tech tasks that I'm usually spending hours doing myself and I can probably teach someone else to do it for me.
Gotcha. So Daniel asks, what methods do you use to give you clarity on your business vision?
What methods I use? I actually sit down and journal. And I try to do this every year. You know how everyone's coming up with the set your vision goals vision boards, Pinterest boards, like for the new year resolutions and stuff. I usually do sit down at the end of the year and map out like what went well this past year, what didn't go well, what I initially wanted it from the beginning of the year and what actually happened. That tells you a lot. And then I just kind of review the year and set like, okay, where do I want to go now? Like, what do I want to do next? And I revisit this every quarter and I set quarterly goals. And so I kind of break it down. Like I have my 10-year goal. Most people don't. But then if you have like your 1-year goal, at least you could break it down quarterly. And then quarterly, you could break it down monthly. And then monthly, you could break it down weekly. And then you actually know, you wake up knowing what you're going to work on today versus waking up and being like, I feel like checking Facebook, feel like sending some emails, I feel like maybe setting up this funnel. Okay, cool. You have to think of it as like, you quit your 9-to-5 job and you created a 24/7 job by not having those boundaries and that structure and that clarity. Like if you go to a 9-to-5 job, you have a specific role and there's specific goals that the company wants you to accomplish in that role. So you are the CEO of your business. You have a role, you have responsibilities, and there are certain goals that you want to hit. So now hit those. Do what you need to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly basis to hit those goals. And it just literally takes time to sit down and map that out and revisiting it. Like some of my clients like print it out and put it next to their computer screens when we map out their goals. And they look at it every single day and they make sure, am I putting time towards this or am I not? And if they're not, we need to look at what that distraction is and remove it.
Gotcha. So another question here. I have some questions, but we'll get through these first.
I'm like
Felicia,
blocked from Facebook, so I can't even see the chat, which like sucks so bad.
Man, what did you do to Mark?
I don't know. I don't know what I did.
No one gets blocked like that. I got blocked once, but it was like when I sent like 1 billion messages.
I didn't touch Facebook and I got blocked.
Yeah, I'm sure you time blocked Facebook out anyways. So.
Well, yeah, true.
So Felicia asked, I would love to hear how you bring in coaching clients without living on social media.
Okay. So
I mean, I would actually say like it depends how you use social media because you can use it productively and you can use it as like your consumer. So
exactly. So I have the newsfeed eradicator. I don't have a newsfeed if I go on.
I wish they had that for mobile. Gosh.
I just don't have Facebook on mobile. I have Messenger. Cool. I wish they didn't remove the Groups app because I used to have the Groups app. But now I just I use my iPad if I have to check on my group. Or Messenger, but I don't have Facebook on my phone. I don't have the news feed on, and I have multiple browsers. So I have it removed on Safari and Chrome. And
I think a big thing too is notifications because I see people, they get notifications all day. I'm like, man, you're messing up your dopamine.
Turn them off. I turn them off. On my iPad, well, actually, I made the mistake of leaving them on because my iPad's new. And so the other morning I woke up and I saw a message from my client that said, urgent, burning cash. And I'm like, I haven't done my morning routine. My commitment and my boundary is to finish my morning routine before I get into work. But that was just in the back of my mind the whole time. So I took that as a sign to turn my notifications off, like no banners, no notifications, no little number at the top of the icon, none of that. And then we ended up fixing that problem in like 5 minutes anyways. And so honestly,
yeah. So so her question is how to bring in coaching clients without living on it. So
yeah, I was about to, where you see ADD, bring us back. So the first thing that I did, I was really good at getting referrals and I set up a system for that. And it's as simple as asking your current clients, hey, have you liked my service? Yes or no? No? Okay, you need to fix your service. But yes, cool. Do you know of any, would you recommend this to anybody? Do you know of anybody that could find this coaching useful or that has this specific problem or wants this specific result? Can you give me 3 names, intro me to 3 names? And this can be an automated email sent out by your email service provider. You could have a VA send this email and follow up with your clients. You could just honestly have a phone conversation with your clients and ask. I make sure to ask all of my clients for referrals and I follow up with those referrals and I just have human conversations with people. It's like, hey, I can help you with this. Let's get started. The other thing, honestly, what everyone's doing, you can set up a funnel that runs evergreen. You can set up a webinar that explains like kind of like what your process is and what you do for people, how you coach people through whatever problem that they're having, and lead to a phone call. I honestly like don't spend a lot of time with social media, but the thing is also is what you're not seeing is the years of work that I did building up my community and my network and my audience and my referrals. I honestly haven't even tapped into ads as much as I should have. I should be, and I should have, and I will. Hello, next year's goal. All of my advertising friends and clients are like wanting to kill me right now.
But I know a lot of people make a lot of money just organically. Like it's insane.
I've done everything organically, and it's just been years of content creation and audience building and telling people, hey, this is a problem I solve. This is a result that I get. Do you know of anybody? Or if you are that person, let's get on the phone right now and talk.
Yeah. So I had a question here, and boom, you mentioned it for a second. Really important. I want to know this. I love hearing it. You mentioned like your morning routine and commitments. Like, what is that? What did you throw out there? Those words, those combinations.
Okay. All right. Let me now show you.
Oh, guys,
my ultimate spreadsheet on my iPad. Because this is really important to me. If I don't do my morning routine, you won't see this happy, peppy cat that you're seeing.
I want to hear something that people can implement and actually do.
Can you see this? I don't know if it.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like a spreadsheet.
It's a spreadsheet, guys.
It's definitely a spreadsheet.
So, so what I did was I started tracking a lot of different things. And I experimented with my morning routine for a very long time because I don't believe there's just one morning routine that fixes it all. I think you have to figure out what works best for you. It's kind of like, people used to tell me like, you have to wake up at 4 a.m. to be successful. And I'm like, that's just not working for me. I'm just more creative at night. And that's just what I implemented. And so you have to take this with like, this is my morning routine and something might work differently or better for you. So, but a lot of the times I look at the normal things like how many hours did I sleep last night? Like I actually track when I go to sleep, when I wake up, thanks to my handy dandy Fitbit, how many hours I got. I make sure to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner because it's so easy to just work throughout the day and not eat. And then my actual morning routine, I do follow the.
So you track this in a spreadsheet?
Yes, I track all of this in the spreadsheet. Even brushing my teeth. You
like this better than like apps for habit trackers?
I've tried so many apps. I just get really distracted with all of the UI and the features and the functions, and then you have to purchase. And I'm just like, okay, it's too much. I could just do it. Sometimes I'll print the spreadsheet out and do it by hand because I cannot with technology sometimes. Like I just need pen and paper. Sean West has a really good habit tracker, and it's just 5 habits that you track. Sometimes when I'm just too overwhelmed with life, like last month, the holidays were crazy. I just tracked my top 5 habits, which were sleep, meditation, eating, working out, and then I think writing. I think journaling was that one.
That's pretty much like what I track. Yeah. One of them switched around.
There's a, oh my God, Hal Elrod. What's it called? Oh my God, I'm blanking. He has that book. Is it like morning routine or morning something or like?
His name sounds super. I think
he has a morning routine.
The Miracle Morning.
Yes, Miracle Morning. I used that for a while. That's what got me started on a morning routine, and I haven't stopped since. It's just changed a little bit depending on the season of my life. If it's holidays, if I'm overwhelmed with technology and business, or if I'm overwhelmed with personal, like it changes and my spreadsheet changes, but the morning routine is prioritized either way. Top priority.
Okay. Oh, we have a special guest.
Who is it?
Mr. Andrew Deitch.
Yeah!
He is a podcast, guys.
He should just come over. He should have just come over and been here with me.
We could do a 3-way. Dude, I'm going to send you the link right. Dude, I'm sending you the link, dude.
Let's
you better hop on.
Dude, you need to come up to Atlanta and come to his podcast studio.
So this is crazy. Like I've had deja vu like 10 times today, and I'm having deja vu right now. So I actually thought of this when I was driving here. I'm like, man, maybe because Ryan's one of my business partners. He lives there. He says he lives half a mile away from you, by the way. And I'm like, we should all just like go to his studio and like, before Funnel Hacking Live or something.
Oh my God. We could do like a huge podcast.
Oh man, we could do it, Brianna.
That'd be insane.
Andrew, I'm sending you an invite link. You better accept it.
Oh my God, that would be so funny.
You saw it. You got to be on desktop though, bro. So, yeah. So back.
Or you cut out for me. I think we lost you. Everyone in the chat. Where'd he go? Oh, Ryan's on here. You're back.
What's happening?
You left us. You didn't like us.
Can you
Yeah, you're back on. It's a solo show. Okay, let's have a vote in the chat. Do we like the solo show or the interview show?
I can't see your face for some reason.
Oh, you can't see me?
I can only see Katya. Can you refresh real quick?
Okay, hold on. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't even hear myself. So if you guys can hear me, let me know.
Okay, I'm going to refresh.
Hello?
Yeah.
So I think this is only an interview style. So don't join this. Oh, wait. He's here.
Let's do this.
Oh!
What's up?
Oh, this is too epic. This is too. Where are you at?
Wait, is Richard there too?
Richard's in the shower. Look at this.
Oh, man.
Oh, this is. Oh, yes,
I
guys.
haven't even been to the studio yet. This is crazy.
Am I vertical or
Subscribe.
landscape or what?
It's vertical,
Yeah, dude. We gotta make you the center of attention because this is awesome.
right?
Dude, I like the no shave, by the way. It's looking clean.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's weird because of my headphones. I have the live, and I've got to stop this.
Are you on your phone or desktop?
I'm on desktop right now. Like I'm literally holding my laptop. Like, hey.
Dude, so people who don't know you are, Andrew, let people know real quick why you're awesome.
So I have a podcast. It's called the Andrew Dice Podcast, as you can see from the wall right here. Yeah, I make videos. I make content. I have a podcast. I guess that's why I'm awesome.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about, man? This whole conversation gives me anxiety, but it's important, said somebody.
Is my microphone good?
Oh, you're great, dude. You look
That's
good.
good.
That's all that matters.
Cool. And I've got my studio lights going on right now, so like,
Dude,
like perfect lighting.
I should just head over right now and we should start this over in an hour. And just,
Well, Jeff
What do I
Miller.
want to talk about?
Well, Jeff Miller's probably gonna kick me out of this office in 10 minutes, by the way. So just
Okay.
heads up. But
we just
what
need
do
to
you?
come to Atlanta.
Can you explain real quick for people who don't know? Let's just get like straight reality TV here. You were in an accident recently, right?
Yeah.
How was that, man? You're okay?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I've been going to the chiropractor every day this week. I was in a car accident last Wednesday, so it's been a little bit over a week. And yeah, at first I was just like really glad that I was able to like walk and like be normal, you know? And I was really worried that I was going to be like really messed up, but the next following days, like I was pretty good. It wasn't like terrible, but my back was definitely like hurting. My neck was hurting. My chest was hurting from.
And you still went to the gym?
Yeah. I still went to the gym. The day immediately afterwards wasn't the worst day. It was more like the second and third day. So like the day after I did go to the gym,
Oh my God.
but I was just doing arms. So it was like it didn't affect my back and my chest.
So I don't know why I haven't done this more than 2 people. We could do up to 4 people. We could probably get Ryan on here. So how do you guys, like, what work have you guys done together and how do you guys meet each other?
Oh. That's a big question.
I just want to so
We've done a lot of work together.
Yeah.
And we met because of my podcast, actually.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well,
That's why
okay.
podcasts are awesome.
So Austin Distal was holding an event here, and I rented out the space in my building for him to host the event, and I was speaking there. And then Andrew reached out right after, and he's like, "Hey, let's do a podcast together." I'm like, "I'm down." And then we met up, and I was just so surprised that he was still working a full-time job, because I was like, "Dude, you're really talented, like really talented, and I want you to help me with my videos and my shit. So quit your job and do video stuff." Basically, was my proposition.
That was pretty much it. And then within like
less than a year,
hours down a lot, and then in less than a year I quit my job.
That was my goal for you.
This format kind of feels like CNN. Like there should be a serious discussion going on, and like we need a debate and who's going to be the devil advocate. Like, so bring up a controversial topic.
Ooh.
Okay. I have a lot of controversial topics, but
I was gonna say controversial topics that pertain to like.
We got 5 minutes before we go to commercial break, by the way. So.
Okay, cool. The controversial topic that I like deal with a lot, I think, in the podcasting world, I think we talked about this a little bit, Daxie, last time we did a live, was just like the idea that your show has to be like so perfect and polished and like follow all the like quote unquote rules of everything. You know what I mean? Like it goes for everything. Like I think that content gets so stagnant so quickly, and everyone starts making the same shit and everyone starts doing the same stuff. And like, especially in like the internet marketing world and podcast world, and like just everything gets super stagnant because you see like one guy emerge that like is killing it, and then they just kind of like everyone starts to copy them or whatever.
I was talking to Ryan about that like before this actually. Like
I was doing
Ryan helps.
Oh gosh, guy, you just man, I wouldn't have enough time. I don't want to tease. I don't want to tease people like that. It's just like hi, bye. But we were doing some like market research, and I was literally looking at all the podcasts. Everyone writes the same type of show notes, the same type of like descriptions. Their branding looks the same, and I was like, damn it, these people don't understand like pattern interrupts or how to like be unique and such. That's in every industry.
Actually, so I've told Andrew this, but I'm not going to say any names, but I was on a really, really big podcast. Like I thought this was like
I know what you're talking about.
It was it for me. And I was like,
it was on fire.
I'm not finishing my story now because
it was flames. It was fire.
No.
I personally prefer things like this where you can have real conversations and you can follow up. Like Andrew just said something, you just said something, I just said something, and we're adding on to that conversation and getting actually deeper into a topic versus just doing something scripted or like doing the same thing over and over again just to like crank them out. So that's what I had to say about that.
This is literally like not scripted. Like, have you ever been in a 3-way, dude?
No.
And podcast?
Hey, that's one of his podcast titles.
Yeah, no, I have done a 3-way podcast. Mainly it was more logistically. I didn't have the setup to do 3 microphones, but I have done a few of them that were 3-way. And it's really fun, actually. Sometimes it's hard because I like to share people's stories on a podcast. And so then I'm having to like go back and forth, like, because sometimes it's business partners or a couple or whatever. And of course, their stories merge at some point. But in the beginning, you kind of have to be like, okay, so what's your story? And then like completely flip and be like, okay, now what's your story? And then it's cool.
Yeah.
But sometimes you kind of, it's just
like when Joe Rogan does it, he does it like for recurring guests. So people who are already like personalities, and it's just like almost like a reality TV show. But like
that's That's
right now we're just playing around.
I did a threesome. I have a podcast called We Had a Threesome or something like that, and it was 2 guys that
it was my first threesome or something like that.
My first, that's what it was. My first.
I remember your podcast titles better than you do, man. Come on, get on it.
I also made like the dopest promo video for it. It looked like a movie trailer, and I made it like super epic, and it was like my first threesome, rated PG-13. Like it was so funny.
So I wish this threesome could last long, but I finished quick. So these guys are trying to keep me.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
These guys are about to kick me off, but this is like a good introduction. We're gonna probably do this again in the future. Daniel, what did Daniel say here? Good behind the scenes. Yeah, too much superficial content, back end sale.
Yeah.
Raw gives so much value. Yeah, man. This is raw, dude. No protection. With that,
you got the studio, and here's my backstage.
Yeah, Guys, just let people know where to follow you if you want them to follow you, and then I'll sign off here, and then we'll do this again another time, like more legit.
Yes. You need to come here to Atlanta. That's
Oh,
what
we're
we
gonna
need.
go there for Funnel Hacking Live and such. So
Cool.
Is Funnel Hacking Live in Atlanta?
It's in Nashville.
no, but I'll go there before.
Is that it?
Cool.
So like a week before or something. So
Sweet.
yeah. So
Kat, where can people find you?
reachandmakemillions.com.
There
boom.
we go. Is your new website like up and ready?
No, but it's coming. I was actually wireframing it today, so
Nice.
Yeah, I had
Nice.
to access the old website today. I was kind of mad about that.
people are gonna be mad when I shut that down. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but Daxi, isn't Kat's podcast One Sheet like the best you've ever seen?
Yes, it looks like yours, dude.
Yeah, I copied.
Where do you think you got it from?
I was like,
copied that.
I was trying to figure out like who copied who here because it was really good.
I was the copycat.
Systems person right here. Systems
Yep.
person.
And I'm gonna probably copy that too. So
Yeah.
Feel free
boom.
then.
It's really
Feel free.
good. It's really, really good. And
Cool.
you can follow me podcast.
Yeah,
My
Just-
name, if you can spell it correctly, you can find me easily.
yeah. You guys got to GIF Andrew on everything, by the way. If you're doing Instagram
Yeah.
Dude,
stories.
I just made some new gifs. I have a gif of me like creeping like from behind a corner. I'm like,
Dude, you're like the GIF. You're the
Really
GIF.
good.
You're the GIF god, dude. You got to write
Yes.
like an ebook or
so
something.
the one of me checking my watch is now the most viewed gif. It's been viewed 9 million times.
Dude, you can easily sell like a little info
I'm
product
gonna
off
do
of that.
do Andrew Gift from
Oh, yeah.
businesses.
Yeah. Did you see the one I made yesterday? Or I put out yesterday where I shaved my beard off?
Yeah, that was
No.
epic.
I didn't see that. What?
There's
I
literally
need
a
to-
gif of me shaving off my beard. It's pretty amazing.
All right, guys, I'm getting yelled at by
Okay,
some
all right.
people.
Okay, bye. We
You're
gotta end this
supposed to be my
threesome.
friend.
This is the best threesome I've ever had.
Later, guys.